It's recording.
We are now on day 3 of our journey, going from Essouaria to Ouarzazate, heading for the Sahara Desert. We start with our trip through the High Atlas Mountains. It was a treacherous, death-defying road. Every corner was unbelievably dangerous. We're happy to be alive, but we ended up going through small towns and villages with the locals. They were happy to see us, and the mountains got higher and higher. The High Atlas Mountains were spectacular. It was an amazing trip. And as we drove along, the scenery began to change, and we ended up in Ouarzazate for a few days of rest and relaxation. We stayed at the Oscar Hotel. Ouarzazate is basically the movie capital of Morocco, and we rested for about 3 days at the Oscar Hotel with some sunshine and warmth and good food and good company. And the hotel was actually inside the movie studio, which was recommended by our friend in Casablanca. But we went to Ait Ben Haddou, which is actually a World Heritage Site. Ait means it's Arabic for family, and Ben Haddou is actually the name of the family. So Ait Ben Haddou has been here for a few thousand years. There are only 6 families living here now. These have been constructed entirely of mud and clay and straw. And our guide Mohammed was gracious enough to take us through the entire town, meet his family, show us his home, make us his special Moroccan tea, and share some secrets and some movie secrets with us from the movie Gladiator, which was filmed at Ait Ben Haddou, along with some of Lawrence of Arabia and other movies, Jewel of the Nile. There was lots of sheep, and the wool was dyed a lot with saffron and other natural items. And but it was an amazing place to be. It was quite a day. It was hot. It was about 35 degrees, but the views were spectacular. And we walked to the very top of Ait Ben Haddou, which was a granary at the very top of the site. So you can see that at the very top there. Muhammad's telling us about it. Donkeys everywhere, and it was quite an experience. Lots of fossils, lots of views, and yeah, it was really something spectacular to see. So we had to get a little bite to eat, and then we headed off on our way again. And whoops, that's our beer. That's our fridge. And we were heading to the Todra Gorge, which is on our way to the Sahara Desert in a place called Tinahir. And we stopped for a little of our own fossil hunting. That was kind of our plan, to do our own fossil journey. And we arrive at the Todra Gorge, another World Heritage Site. The streets were so narrow. It was really quite spectacular. And there were thousands of people. And of course, yeah, see how narrow the streets are? There, it was a little bit touch and go there. But the locals, again, were very friendly. So we spent a couple hours there, and we headed on our way to the Sahara Desert. There it is. That was the first sight of it. Camels were roaming the plains like cattle. And we found a couple of spots to look for more fossils, and every city had a gate. It was quite beautiful. So just outside a place called Merzouga, which is right on the Sahara, we stayed at the Palace Hotel. It was quite luxurious. We came upon this place by accident. Oh! There's a Berber tribeswoman, and the Berber people are indigenous to this area. And so we left that area, and we were heading north on our way to Meknes. And as you can see, the landscape changes again. It becomes green, lush. This national forest is quite an area. And as we went along also, every town we went through, there were so many gates. Every gate was different, and each one had its own design. So as you can see, no two were the same. Well, obviously the camel wasn't, but so you can see we're heading north to Meknes, west to Ouarzazate, but there were many ruins, and you go through another town and there's another gate, and they were just ever changing. On the highway in the middle of nowhere there would be, I don't know if it was a province or what it was, or some sort of state, but you could see this was military. The red flag meant that the king was in town. And so we went through small towns and villages. Some were a little bit shady, but it was quite interesting. And on our way through to Cedar Forest, through to the northern part of Morocco, you can see the landscapes changing once again. And off we go to Meknes.